I would like to take you through how you can file for employment income tax return in a scenario where you have two P9 forms originating from two different employers. So what you're supposed to do basically, you're supposed to head into the iTax portal and then enter your KRA pin here. So just type my pin here manually. So let me type it here, which is A015 403 007A. Then I'll hit continue. Then you need to input your password here. You also need to do a simple mathematical computation, which I have done here. Then hit head to login. So when you log in, this is the KRA dashboard. You need to come to where we have returns. You need to come to where we have file returns. So when you do that, you need to come here and choose the tax obligation, which is income tax resident, and then click next. Then I have already filed, that's why it is giving that pop-up. So yours here will be original, but mine is appearing as amended. I'll just choose the return period, which is from 1st January 2025 to 31st December 2025. I'll then download the auto-populated ITR, which has already been auto-populated with one source of the income. So, but basically in this video, I want to show you how you can add the second source of the income. So when the document download in your side, you just come to where we have downloads. Let me view the one which have been downloaded now is this one at 8. So before you open this document with Excel, ensure you unblock this document to avoid macros problems. So come to where we have property. Then click unblock, then click apply, then click OK, then click above that document again and choose to extract all, then click extract. Then after you extract, you can open now this document. I recommend you open with Microsoft Excel rather than WPS, which will be problematic. So let's go to that window, and I had already opened it here, so that we save a lot of time. So the document is here. So what we need to do, you can notice the basic information is already auto-populated for us since we downloaded the auto-populated document. So the type of return is original. So in your case, it will be original. That's why I have already maintained mine as original. So the employment, when we come to the section of the employment income, you can notice that only one employment income has been input. So in order to add the second income, you need to add a row. So you can see how many rows you want. I just want to add one row. So that applies in case you have even more than 2 employers. So I'll come and enter my second employer here. So just get into my P9 form, enter the name of the TIN of the second employer. So I just need to deselect this one. So come here, copy the TIN of the second employer and bring it into the P9 form. So you enter it here. Then I need to enter the name of the second employer, which is let me enter the name here, the Garden Schools. So just enter. So I'll come here and enter my gross pay from that employment. So you can get it from your P9 form since it is not auto-populated here. So just come here and take the gross income, which is here. Let me copy it here. And come and paste it here in my Excel sheet. So I don't have any other allowances. I don't have a housing benefit. So as you can see now in this scenario, my income is now for 547,200. So I also need to come and do the same in the details of the pay deducted, where we need to deduct this amount of pay. So I'll be working with the second sheets, which since that is what we want to do, to include the second income. So come here and add a row. So I'll add a row here. So I'll come here. I'll enter the TIN of the second employer. I'll enter the name, so that is the same name which I entered in the employment section, which is here. So just then copy that name here. So let me copy that name. We'll come here and put it here where we have the details of the name of the second employer. So we are in the M sheet. So come here and populate that name here. So I need to enter the taxable salary. So that is what they are calling here, chargeable pay. So it's after deducting all the allowables expenses. So just come here and take that income and put it in my Excel sheet here. So I need to come here and take the value of the tax payable and taxable salary. So that is the summation of the monthly personal relief and the pay amount. So the difference will be giving them as the annual personal relief, but I will show you how it works. So I'll take this amount, which is here, then get into my calculator. I'll take this amount. So let me take my calculator. I'll take this amount. Then I'll add it the value of annual personal relief of, in my case, it was added the affordable housing relief, the housing levy relief of 1150. That's why it is more. So this is the taxable pay on the taxable salary. So just come and copy the amount and put it in the Excel sheet here. So then I'll come here and enter the amount of pay. So amount of pay as per my P9 form. So I need to get back and enter the amount of pay amount. So the amount of pay amount is this one. The amount of pay is this one. I already have it here. I'm sorry. So this is the amount of pay. I need to copy it here and put it in the Excel sheet. So the difference between these two, it should be giving you the annual personal relief, which is in your P9 form, which is this one. So that is how you usually notice that what you have computed is correct. So we will head on to the tax computation. So under the tax computation, what the adjustment which we need to do first is the adjustment of the pension contribution, which will be the total of this amount, which will be the total of the amount from the first salary, which is 2160. Let me get back to my calculator. I know I didn't close my calculator. So which is, let me write off this, which is 2160 added to from the P9 form. So added to the actual amount which was contributed to the pension scheme. So we need to check the actual value. The actual value, it is this one. So it is the actual of 30 to 76. 30 to 76. So that is the summation which I need to get. So give me a value of 32 for 26. 32 for 26. So that is the value which I need to come here and put it in the Excel sheets here. So let me come here and remove this comma and put it here. So the other amount which we need to consider is the amount of the which was charged to affordable housing levy. In my case, it's understated, so we need to take this amount added to. So the amount which was contributed to affordable housing levy, it should be 0.015 multiplied by the gross salary of 511,200, because it is the 1.5% of your gross income. So my income was an annuity, as you can see, since it was a constant value of 42,600. So just come here and input that amount there. I'm sorry. So I needed to, let me clear. So I need to take 0.5% of 511,200, giving us value of 7668, and then because this is originating from my second income, from my first income, the amount which I had contributed to affordable housing levy is 600, as they say. So just put the value of 600 here. Just put the value of 600 here. Give me total value of 8268. 8268. 8268. So let me put it here. 8268. So it's 8268, and then hit enter. So I just need to come here and also enter the value of the social health insurance fund, which is 2.75% of the gross income. So which is 0.0275 multiplied by 511,200, giving us a gross an amount of 14,058. Then this 14,058 is not final. We need to also add this amount which is here of 990, giving us an amount of 15,048. 15,048. So these are the adjustments which you need to do in case you have to P9 form. You must gross the amount from both employment, both employment incomes, and then do the necessary adjustments. So this is the, what do we call this? This is the personal relief of 28,800, but is only, you cannot exceed this amount. So you must know where you will come and over credit where it is due. So this is the method which we can use to file our return in case we have incomes originating from you have how do we call it? You have two P9 forms. So but this tax is very high. I need to notice where it is originating from, because it means we have not been able to offer relief for the second employment. So but that is technically how you usually file returns in case you have two P9 form. So though, because I am not submitting this one, I will just validate and show you what you are supposed to do. So let me just validate, since it doesn't have any effect, so that I can make it conclusive. So when you are through and you are good with what you have filed, which I don't advocate for, say, filing those ambiguous figures like 10,000 which is there, but it's because I'm just doing this video for demo purposes, because I have received a lot of query about people with 2P9 form, and they want to know the approach which they can use to file their returns. So that is the approach, but I want to be clear on what you are supposed to do. So let it validate all the sheets so that we can continue. So let us give it time so that I can show you the next step which you should take. So as we are waiting it to finish validating. So in case you are filing this return and you are subject to some withholding taxes, you need to know the adjustments which you need to do based on the current tax regime, where you cannot be able to claim any expenses unless they are validated through eTIMS. That is the legal rule which we have as per now. So come here and say yes. So you need to know where these sheets have been saved. So they have been saved, the time is 8:36 and the date is 19. So in order to file your return, you are supposed to go back into the portal. Then you need to come here, choose to upload form. Then you can see this is the latest one. So I'll just, do you have rental income? No. Then I will agree, and then I'll go on and submit. But I'll not submit now because this was just a demo on how you can file return in case you have two P9 form originating from two different employers. So in case you get this video helpful,